James wish it was winning. It's not a fucking running. Why did I get a special
Senior chorus members, please join the choir.
Yes.
Students, please be seated. Thank you, Mrs. Trees and Mrs. McDougall, and members of band and choir. Please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Mr. Renhard.
Good evening. Welcome, Board of Education members, Saugerties Central School District staff, family and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2022. First, I would like to thank all the family and community members that helped support our class of 2022 over the past 26 months. All of you were truly amazing, from helping to establish remote classrooms, becoming tech savvy, delivering meals, and many other amazing tasks, most of which we never thought we could accomplish. All of you are an integral part of the wonderful success of class of 2022. To a truly inspirational faculty and staff, your desire to make sure our students were successful these past 2 years is a signature of your professionalism and compassion. I thank you for what you have learned and what you have shared. Of course, the most amazing thing I'd like to thank is our class of 2022. Many times, compliments such as resilience, strong, self-sacrifice are dispensed very readily with no ill intent. I now have a much greater respect and standard for these wonderful terms of endearment for future students. All of you have raised the bar and expectations for future Sawyers that walk through our halls. You have lost so many traditional experiences of being a high school student, but it gained a lifetime of skills to overcome, at times tasks which might have seemed insurmountable. I hope you can find a balance and peace between the two components that have overshadowed your experience. As all of you leave here tonight, take a moment to reflect on what you have learned both in the classroom and in the world around you. You had a unique challenge that will make you a better person and prepare you for the world. Thank you and good luck, class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Renhard. Good evening, fellow students, family, faculty, and a special good evening to the Saugerties High School graduating class of 2022. As many already know, my name is Haas Multani, president of the class of 2022. It is my pleasure to be addressing you all today. When I was in Kaler Elementary School, I ran for president in both 5th and 6th grades, and I unfortunately lost both those elections. So I knew that this year in high school I'm going to run today, and here I am today. This election was a personal achievement for me. So thank you everyone for allowing me to be up here today. I want to start off with a few thank yous. Most importantly, my parents. Thank you for always pushing me, starting with kindergarten to this moment. You made me who I am today. And to my siblings who graduated from here as well, Harpoon and Priya. Then there's my day ones, Ethan Conrad and Caden Krause, who have been with me since kindergarten and by my side the whole time. I would have never guessed that the kid from the gas station would be up here today, speaking in front of all of you. Yet here I am. Today is a very exciting day for all of us. I am proud of each and every one of you for making it through these bizarre few years. Now you have to admit, these past few years have been crazy. You know, like Kanye crazy. Who would have thought that when we entered Saugerties High School as naive freshmen, that our entire student lifestyle would be flipped upside down? We endured a decade worth of events in a span of 2 years. But here we are, we made it. However, our time here has been unlike any other. Both past and future generations just cannot and will not compare to us. One thing I gained from this pandemic is, when I have kids, I will not let them complain about a single school-related thing. You know how parents and grandparents just tell us how they have to walk through scorching hot deserts, below freezing weathers with a mix of hurricanes and tornadoes just to get to school? Well, our story is going to be that we wore face masks for so long that we could not recognize people without them, along with having to do homework on time during a pandemic with Wi-Fi issues. Personally, high school was a very unique experience for me. My personal goal when I was enrolled in Saugerties High School was to educate as many people as I can on my culture, on Punjabi and Sikhism. I know I accomplished my goal when my fellow classmates started recognizing my car by the huge sticker of the religious emblem, the Kunda, on the back of my car. I truly believe that if I did not attend this school, a lot of you guys would not have known what Punjabi even is, and I take pride in that. I also realized I achieved my goal when I got American students volunteering to play cricket during our senior picnic. Along with just sharing my culture, I feel like I also broke down a few stereotypes as well. For example, I know Indians are supposed to be good at math, but a few math teachers here will no longer believe in that stereotype after having me as a student. I know Mr. Blader's laughing somewhere. I remember in Mr. Blader's class, he would give us these 5-minute easy quizzes. And in my Algebra 1 class every single day until everybody got 100 on it. A majority of kids loved taking those quizzes. It was an easy 100 for them. Well, they also loved that one kid that always failed the quizzes because this meant the whole class took it over and over. That one kid was me. This shows that not all of us are perfect. We all have our weaknesses. I know it's a shock to you guys who thought I was this perfect Punjabi kid, but it's hard to believe I have my weaknesses too. Algebra 1. I want to close today with saying that I'm a proud Punjabi American student at this high school, the son of 2 natives from Punjab. My dad came here at a very young age from a small village called Vaddi Miani. He didn't get the luxury of education as kids did here. Instead of education and having a normal life, he was working here in the late 80s, driving cabs that most of you cannot imagine doing. He's the hardest working man I know, and he inspires me to become just as hardworking as he is. My father faced various hardships growing up in a small town called Kanpur. Both my parents made sacrifices for 3 children today. Today, they're both here as proud parents as they paved the way for all 3 of the kids to receive the luxury of education and a life they could not get. Now, their youngest son has the opportunity to give a speech in front of thousands of people today. So I dedicate this speech to my father and mother, to everyone else who has an underprivileged upbringing, those who are first-generation college students, first-generation Punjabi Americans who shared upbringing just like mine, and to each one of you sitting in front of me today. I'd also like to announce the dedication of a Usono cherry tree sitting outside the beginning of the football field, donated by the Saugerties High School Class 2022. May it grow in good health into the future. Thank you to Saugerties School District for providing me with education, and I wish you all best of luck in the future and next stage of life. Punjabi out. I would now like to introduce Dr. Emerson Haas, a member of the Board of Education.
Okay. So breathe in, breathe out, big breath in, and a big breath out. We can always come back to our breath. Look around you, make eye contact with one other person. Go on, do it. Smile. This is the best thing in the world. Connection, celebration, community. We are all so lucky to be here together today. I want to thank everybody who made this possible, including all of the chairs we have and that we don't have, and it's just amazing. All of you, are amazing human beings. Don't let anyone, especially yourself, tell you anything different. You are the reason we are here today. You have done the hard work, some inspiring work, some just gotten done and submitted, but you brought us here, and we thank you for that. I am Katie Emerson Haas, and I have the privilege of speaking today because I'm a member of the current Board of Education and a fiercely proud and delighted parent of a graduate. So thank you for this honor and time, and I went over my word count by about 300, but you guys are going to be patient. As I was thinking about what to say today, I kept coming back to 2 4-letter words. No, not the expletives you might imagine, though I did say a few this morning as this speech was due 2 days ago, but now that we have credit recovery, I was able to submit it for passing today. So what can I leave you with? What might inspire? What matters? And I came up with 2 action verbs, to love and to vote. And because the phrase I kept coming back to as I thought about today was lead with love, I will begin there. And I will lean on the wise words of the brilliant American author, social activist, and Black feminist scholar Bell Hooks to ground us in an active and liberating definition of love. And if you do nothing else after today but Google Bell Hooks and love and learning, then my job is done. She writes, love is an action, never simply a feeling. When we choose to love, we choose to move against fear, against alienation and separation. The choice to love is a choice to connect, to find ourselves in the other. The moment we choose to love, we begin to move against domination, against oppression. The moment we choose to love, we begin to move towards freedom, to act in ways that liberate ourselves and others. I love you. I don't need to know you to love you. I might not even like you if I got to know you, but I will always love you. I love your humanity and light. When I think of love, I think of my mother and the deep defining love she brought to my life and my growth. I also think of the deep grief of losing her, the consequence of love. When we choose to love, we open ourselves to pain as well as indescribable joy and liberation. But we must love to have the peace and community we all need and want, and I hope you all are going to work for. As the Dalai Lama says, the planet does not need more successful people. The planet desperately needs more peacemakers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of all kinds. Family and friends are often the first things we think of when we think of love. So let's take a moment to applaud all of the family and friends who supported you on your way here today. If you are lucky enough to have family who support your authentic self, who you laugh with, who you feel safe with, you are blessed. Many of us don't have that in our families, and only in part of our families. And that's why there are friends. Our friends we choose. Our friends are who we choose to mutually support one another's authentic selves, who we laugh with, who we feel safe with, who can challenge us to grow and to love. Even if you do have family who does all that for you, friends are the gems we find and nurture as we move through our lives. Bell Hooks again, quote, in an ideal world, we would all learn in childhood to love ourselves. We would grow, being secure in our worth and value, spreading love wherever we went, letting our light shine. If we did not learn self-love in our youth, there is still hope. The light of love is always in us, no matter how cold the flame. It is always present, waiting for the spark to ignite, waiting for the heart to awaken. So make friends and choose love. This is the secret to liberation and life. Oh, yes, the other action verb, vote. As a citizen and adult in this country, it is a sacred duty and right that too many have fought and died for us to become complacent. All votes matter. All elections count. There are no off years. Early voting is open right now, and you can vote anywhere in the county until next Tuesday, which is election day, when you can vote in your regular voting place. So love and vote, and thank you, and congratulations.
Now allow me to introduce Mrs. McDougall, her accompanist, Andrew Schott, and senior higher choir. They'll be singing River in Judea. Seniors, please join the choir.
Oftentimes I dream of music.
Thank you. Please put your hands together for our next speaker, my beloved Vice President and class salutatorian, Marlo Roth.
Thank you, Haas, for the introduction, and thank you for being the best president a vice president could ask for. Good evening, class of 2022, parents, teachers, friends. Congratulations to you all. I can't believe that we're graduating right now, but I'm so proud of each and every single one of you for how far you've come. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always pushing me to be my best self, and to Mason, Madeline, and McCoy for being my rocks. I've always been one for public speaking, and so 6 years ago, when I sat in the front lawn of the high school watching my brother give his graduation speech, well, I knew I had to do it too. I was 11 years old, so no other reason crossed my mind at that point other than getting to talk in front of a crowd. So basically what I'm saying is this better be the best speech I've ever given, or the past 6 years were a waste. No, but in all seriousness, I always thought that this moment would be so worth it, and I would feel so accomplished, but that's honestly not the case. As I look at my classmates right now, I see a dozen other people who could be up here. I see my peers who are history geniuses and math whizzes, and I can't help but feel like me being the salutatorian was pure luck. I don't think I deserve this any more than you. I see so many different people from so many walks of life, and I know that you all have such great potential in such different ways. My mom has always told me that the only thing people can ask from you is your best, and that is exactly what we have given for these past 4 years. Personally, I've put my heart and soul into school, and while I'm proud of myself, I'm more proud of the people who had an unbelievably tough year and still graduated. The people who aren't forced to go to school but still wake up every day and go. The people who have bad home lives yet still stay positive and kind. Yes, I'm proud of myself for what I've accomplished, but I'm more proud of how far some of you have come. From a very young age, I've been one to feel things deeply and entirely. This quality ensures that I feel happiness, love, and excitement to the highest degree. However, it also means that I feel anger, sadness, and disappointment in the same way. These past 4 years have made me feel all of these things, as I'm sure they have all of you. With my strong emotions comes a constant desire to prove myself and live up to the expectations I set for myself. This constant weight on me became suffocating, and it wasn't until this year that I was able to take a step back and realize that there is beauty in things other than school and work. I see it when I'm laughing with my friends, singing with my brother as I drive him home from school, talking to my mom in our kitchen, and even when I'm alone with myself. There's so much beauty and promise in the world, and I've come to realize how important it is to stop and take it in. I've also come to appreciate how deeply I feel and push myself, because without it, I wouldn't be standing here right now. Our class has experienced difficulties and trials that not many other classes have, but believe it or not, I wouldn't trade the experiences that I've had at Saugerties High School for anything. I've learned more about myself in these past 4 years than I could have ever imagined. I've made and lost friendships and then made them again. I've met people who have become family, and I've made memories that will last me a lifetime. I know that our class has been through a lot, but I don't think any of you can deny the fact that we have come out stronger than we entered. I see so much light and potential in each every single one of you. You don't have to know what you're doing or where you're going as long as you're trying your best. It is time for us to go our own way and make our own futures. We now choose the path that we want to take for the rest of our lives. You can be anybody you want to be. Just make sure you're happy. It's been a crazy 4 years and an honor to grow up with you all. I look forward to seeing where you all will end up and how far you'll go. To the class of 2022, thank you for the most impactful years of my life. Now, I would like to introduce the class of 2022's valedictorian, Christiana Rell.
Hello, parents, families, friends, and most importantly, the Saugerties class of 2022. I am so honored to be here with you all today to congratulate you and commemorate this night together. I would like to take a moment to applaud our parents, friends, teachers, and mentors for helping each one of us reach this day. Thank you. I would also like to give a special thank you to my parents and family who have always believed in me and helped me push my limits. And a very special thank you to my grandfather who passed away earlier this year. He always encouraged me to do my best and inspired me to work hard as he did. I wouldn't be up on this stage today without their love and constant support. Class of 2022, we have made it so far. Though I have not known you for all for long, the past 3 years I have spent with you have amazed me with the love, kindness, and incredible promise you all hold inside of you. We truly are an incredible class. Our high school years have not been easy. We suffered through the struggles of normal high school as well as the effects of COVID. We may have slept through a few Google Meet classes, sorry Mr. Riley, but we persevered and demonstrated our strength as a class as well as individuals. I am so proud of every one of us for pushing through the trials and tribulations of the past 4 years. All our hard work has truly paid off. And guess what, guys? We're graduating. Despite this being a day of celebration, I want to briefly consider one of my biggest high school regrets. Sacrificing experiences I could have had if I had not striven so hard for perfect grades. The single thing I have worked hardest for in my life. The moment I realized I had a chance to become number one, I had this idea in my head that if I were first in my class, I could prove my worth and intelligence to myself and those around me. But in the end, I realized that rank and grades have no effect on one's worth or intelligence. I know many students sitting in the seats in front of me with incredible talents and brilliance that chose to spend their time seeking experiences and pursuing their interests rather than focusing only on grades. Even if they don't have perfect grades, they are all bright students and their grades do not define them. Society teaches students at a young age to think grades are prime factors in determining worth and intelligence. But the truth is, being at the top of your class makes you no smarter nor hardworking than anyone around you. Intelligence comes in many forms: creativity, athleticism, entrepreneurship, social intelligence, and many more. Whether or not one has the academic ability that allows one to excel in high school does not determine whether or not one will excel in the real world. We are all equipped with different styles of intelligence that vary in scope and topic, but each has an essential purpose for the world. What is more important than the grades we got in high school is how we use our various talents and aptitudes to find success and happiness in our futures. Today, I want us to recognize our worth, feel the confidence we earned, and move on with courage and self-assurance. It's okay if you didn't have the best high school experience, didn't get the best grades, or are still figuring things out. For today is the start of a new beginning. We each have talents beyond even our own knowledge that we can unlock and will unlock as we move forward into our tomorrow. We may not have fit every standard high school placed on us, but so what? We are so much more than who the education system tells us we are. We are more than a letter on a report card, and we are more than a number from 1 to 4. We are individuals with phenomenal potential that we all have the power to fulfill. Ultimately, what I hope today makes us realize is that our high school experience does not define us. And whether we excelled or we struggled the past 4 years, today it no longer matters because we're graduating. We're moving forward, and we all have so many incredible possibilities and capabilities that will carry us into a brighter tomorrow. I know that as long as we work hard and move forward with confidence and spirit, we will all become something great. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the very, very best, and I cannot wait to see what happiness and success life has in store for all of us. Thank you, and congratulations.
It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you our principal, Mr. Reed.
Thanks, Haas. So I just want to start out by saying good evening, parents, faculty, staff, community members, administration, Board of Education members, and most importantly, you. I have a few words prepared, but I want to start by saying that tonight's actually unusually special for me for a graduating class, and many of you might not know this, but one of you amongst us is actually my niece. And I worked very hard to make sure that nobody knew that. But let me explain that. I wanted to make sure that no one ever said that everything she earned, she didn't do it on her own, and she did. So this is a very special event. So, Allie, congratulations. And Allie, please never call me Mr. Reed again. I love you. Tonight marks the culmination of many years of commitment, struggles, successes. You've been tested, not just with pen and paper and Scantron sheets, but with a decade of challenges. You're the ones who stood back up after being knocked down. You returned to the table time after time for another chance at success. You've embodied resiliency, and this will serve you well as you embark on your journeys. Tonight is the eve of next steps, a time to reflect and revel in your successes, because tomorrow brings hope, change, and opportunity. It is truly a wonderful time in your life. Each one of you is destined for something important. And let me explain that a little bit. It's been my honor to get to know you and talk to you about the dreams and what you want to do. And this is a really interesting group of kids. In more ways than one, I know. Amongst you, there are going to be students or young adults. They're going to create life-changing medical procedures. I know this. This is going to happen. There's some of you that are going to dedicate your careers to keeping our community safe. Some of you will repair electric lines so that we can continue to have lights in our homes. And if you're not aware, we lost the power for quite a bit of today. We got it back on. And that was a graduate that helped repair that. There are students amongst us who are going to design and build bridges so we can continue to see our families, that are going to continue the legacy of education by teaching generations of our children. Some of you will be repairing and fixing vehicles so that single parents can continue to get back and forth to work. Some of you are going to continue to dedicate yourself to challenging norms and bias and help build a better society for all of us. Some of you are going to create art and music that advances our quality of life. Some of you are enlisting in the military to keep our country safe and to protect our rights. Some of you are going to dedicate your lives to building homes for our loved ones. Some of you, and many of you, are going to raise families in our community that define those values that we cherish here. Every one of you will play a critical role in both of our community and on this planet. And that may seem like a lot of pressure, so I'm going to offer a few bits of advice that can help along the way. Number one, don't chase money. The desire for wealth is a desire that can never be satisfied. You'll never have enough. Instead, pursue meaning and contribution with your life. It's way more fulfilling in the long run. Encourage others often. It's easy to see life as a competition, thinking the best way to get ahead is to beat everyone else out. But it's backward thinking. The most effective way to succeed in life is to help someone else succeed in theirs. Embody encouragement. Find happiness today. And I have to say that Christiana said this very well. If-then thinking is common in our world and our culture. It usually sounds like this. If I get a job, then I'll be happy. If I get a husband, then I'll be happy. If I make $100,000, I'll be happy. If I graduate at the top of my class, I'll be happy. But avoid this, and Christiana had the wisdom to reflect on that. Happiness isn't an emotion that accompanies perfect circumstances. Happiness is a decision that you make every day. Look up more. That person in front of you is more important than your phone. Look up at them. Disconnect intentionally and live in the moment. Make new friends. And this is a hard one. I know this may be hard to hear just days after finishing high school, but most likely you have not met the greatest friend in your life. Appreciate relationships from high school, but don't let them get away of making new friends. Pursue your dreams. Your whole life is in front of you. If you have a dream career or a passion, pursue it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. It's going to take hard work and dedication to achieve it. But victory usually belongs to those who work the hardest to achieve it. So be that person that you want to be. Push yourself harder. A good coach will always get more out of you than you thought you had. He or she will always reveal to you that you had more inside than you thought. That remains true of your potential every single day. You have more potential inside you than you realize. Push yourself to be the best. And lastly, this is a big one, my last bit of advice. Call your parents or your people, whoever that might be. You know who they are. They're the ones who stood behind you, and they come in all different kinds of forms, but call them. Your parents love you, or your people, and think about you more than you know, and they won't be around forever. Call them, visit them often. They'll appreciate it, and so will you. So now, I have to give you one last assignment. I'm going to ask that the class of 2022, everyone, I want you to stand up. Just stand up and keep your eyes on me. So far, you get an A. On the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to turn around and take a look at the thousands of people behind you that are here to celebrate your success in this moment. And I'd like you to give them a round of applause. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Just a few more parting words, 2022. So as you leave today and begin your journey as an adult, remember, we're discovering who we are, making and learning from mistakes, and trying to be our best selves. I wish you truly all the best. Thank you.
Please welcome the Board of Education Vice President, Mr. Mooney.
I wasn't sure whether I'm taking out my sunglasses or my regular glasses. I promise I will keep this short. Welcome. Congratulations to the Saugerties graduating class of 2022. You really look great. My name is Jim Mooney, and I'm proud to stand before you as a community member, a member of the Board of Education, and as a parent. I've watched many of you grow from a young age when I coached you playing soccer to becoming responsible young adults. Thank you for having me as your guest at your commencement ceremony. It is truly an honor. The term commencement is often mistaken in meaning. Commencing, by definition, is to begin or start. Today, we celebrate the start of your life after high school. Many of you will go on to college, serve in the military, join the labor force, start families. We're here to celebrate all that awaits you in life. I'd like to speak for a moment or two on some things I believe will make a difference for you on your journey in life after high school. Now, this has been done 3 times tonight, so I'm going to change this a little bit. They stole my thunder, and I didn't realize I was going last. I was going to ask you guys to applaud for your parents. So make sure when you see them, stay for pictures, as many as they want. Okay. First, please acknowledge the people that are behind you. Your parents, friends, and teachers. They've been there for you in your triumphs and setbacks, and they're literally there sitting in support of you today. Remember to thank them for their support, and remember to pay it forward in the future wherever you can. Secondly, always bring your best self to all that you do. As you make your mark on this world, you're going to be challenged. Be thorough in all that you do. You will always be judged on the quality of your work. If you are going to put your name on something and put your effort into it, it's important to do it well. Most likely, it's going to take you longer than you thought. So allow yourself time to do things correctly. Having to go back and fix mistakes can be costly in terms of time, money, reputation, and opportunity. This doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. You will. Everybody does. It just means you should do your best. Third, there's only 4. Okay. Continue to be patient with others who are not as adept as you. Not everyone is as educated or as intelligent as you are. To whom much is given, much is expected. Become more aware of those around you and why they struggle. Don't look down on them. Instead, use your talents and energy to make the world a safer and more inviting place for them. Your education will open doors for you, as will your willingness to listen to other people and their ideas. Lastly, remember where you come from and what you have learned. Allow yourself to be guided by truth and compassion. Continue to be kind to others throughout your life. A small act of kindness can literally change a person's day or actions. Sometimes it can change their life. The desire to do the right thing, to be compassionate, courteous, and accepting towards each other is a lesson to us all on how we can do better. Saugerties graduating class of 2022, we've learned a great deal from your example. You have shown Saugerties how different people can work together for the greater good. Now go out and show the world. Congratulations again. Wherever life takes you, live it to the fullest. I wish you all the happiness and success that you deserve. Best of luck. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Mooney. Now the moment has arrived. Successfully meeting the requirements for a diploma is set forth by the State of New York and the Saugerties Board of Education. The first graduates receiving their diplomas will be the Valedictorian, Salutatorian, and Senior Class President. Christiana Rao. Marlo Roth. Hasanpreet Multani. Presenting the diplomas this year will be Mr. Reinhardt and the Board of Education. And now would the graduates please stand by row and come to the stage as your names are called by the class president, Has Motani. You ready for this? Nope. You're gonna call. You're gonna call.
Ashley Alturi. Brian Argetta. Ivan Avalone. Renee Baldwin. Maya Barth. Steven Bacamuzzo. Tyler Bodie. Starla Bolay. Emily Brink. Christopher Brooks. Elise Burley. Skylar Catalano. Abigail Chase. Ava Cooper. Judah Coatman. Nicole Costello. Paul Croce. Liam Curtis. Daniel DeAngelis. Casey DeSell. Ginger DeFino. Ashlyn Deronda. Maya Dinos. Espia Dunkley. Olivia Dyke. Olivia Elliott. Stella Emerson. Bryn Fisher. Benjamin Fox.
Go, bud. G1.
Robert Freer. Gabrielle Gambino. Haley Gerace. Marina Graham. Madeline Green. Caitlin Herbersky. Connor Hatfield. Emilia Horvath. Fiona Horvath. Madeline Jabs. Aiden Johansson. Caroline Johansson. Tyler Knapp. Sophia Lawkins. Angel Lemus. Ricardo Leon. Matthew Llewellyn. Allison Lundy. Dreama Meganello. Kelly Mazarego. Riley McCardle. Hannah Mills. Jace Misiano. Mehal Mitra. Alicia Mooney. Nicole Morris. Bless you. Paige Morrow. Heidi Mulford. Shauna Nerone. Ariel O'Donnell. Arya Patel. Olivia Phillips. Kaylin Piper. Jack Quinlan. Isabella Rabinier. Benjamin Rappaport. Jack Reese. Molly Reynolds. Kylie Reifenberg. Jude Risley. Peyton Rose. Ethan Rouse Nacarado. Lacey Schatzel. Thane Samira. John Stegmeyer. Autumn Taliaferro. Jace Tompkins. Ayla Trees. Mindy C. Samantha Tubby. Antonino Tuchillo. Sophie Turner. Ryan Tyler.
Ryan.
Erica Van Valkenburg. Elliot Wakefield. Addison Yang. Amber Banas. Alexandra Calderon. Ariana Catalano. Ethan Conrad. Kristen Fasano.
Yes, sir.
Owen Fitzgerald. Mitchell Hart. Carissa Heiss. Alexa Heller. Audrey Kane. Alexa Masick. Tobias Matthews. Robert Moon. Andrew Nunez. Devlin Petit. Samantha Pinero. Lucas Pipitone. Allison Polanco. Bryn Schultes. Isaiah Snyder. Ariana Sprague. Kaylin Vickery. Kevin Aguayo. Edwin Arias. Let's go, Eddie. Mackenzie Batch. Chad Blanca. Kirsten Benson. Brianna Bolella. Catalina Bauer. Alexander Brennan. James Bryant. Joseph Harrison Bubel. James Bucci. Isabel Chauncey. Christina Cox. Allison Sabato. Madison Daw. Liam Dowdle. Brady Essency. Sage Geisler. Shanna Feldman. Joseph Garcia. Melanie Jerome. Sarah Getz. Miley Grant. Abigail Hansen. Stephanie Hogan. Tyler Hummel. Ryan Hosford. Louis Arizari. Merrick Janis. Anthony Jarman. Helen Corollis. Brian Klein. Joshua Kostrick. Caden Kraus. Aiden Leidecker. Yo, Aiden, fix the strap. Alejandro Martinez. Steven, good job. Good job. Gavino Martino. Emily Mazarego. Jared McKegg. Brendan McLaughlin. Ashley Mergenthaler. Luke Morris. Matthew Murtaugh. Caden Meyer. Marciano Neglia. Ryan Olson. Roger Path. Dylan Patterson Sprance. Aiden Piper. Leaf Rebus. Ariana Reed. Sierra Reynolds. Griffin Ridovin. Megan Rua. Adrian Sanchez. Savannah Scarpamade. Kaylee Smith. Simone Stachio. Cody Stobzinski. Good job, Cody. Joshua Swart. Good job, Josh. GB Sweeney. Iovani Perez. John Turk. Eric Umana. Sergio Vishano. Jasmine Welch. Elisa Wilson. Cameron Young. Mariah Zulaga. That's all, folks.
Thanks, Haas. I'd like to take a moment to thank the multitude of people that have gotten this graduates to where they are today. Also, a big thank you to our custodial and maintenance staff for turning a football field into just a beautiful graduation area. Now, to officially graduate these seniors, I'd like everyone to please join us in singing the first verse of the Alma Mater. The words are located on the back of the program. You thought these tests were over. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Robert Toman, President of the Board of Education, to certify these graduates. Mr. Toman?
All right, graduates, showtime. Please stand. You can now move your tassels from left to right. From right to left, my bad. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, staff, I present to you for the final time the graduating class of 2022. Congratulations, Go Sawyers.